Capricorn, welcome back to Steampunk Psyche, where we talk about life, love, relationships, and everything in between by way of the tarot. If you're brand new to the channel or just cross-watching for your particular sign, I am JT. I'd like to extend a great I love you. I appreciate you for all the returning subscribers. It's really helping the channel out, okay? All right, Capricorn, just a general reading again. So sometimes the major and minor arcana, they line up with our day-to-day grind, and sometimes they do not. So don't hate the reader. I'm just trying to give you as many explanations of the cards that I can, all right? And do keep in mind, I always place haiku poems right before your reading starts, all right? All right, I'll give you the down low. We'll shuffle up and we'll find out what kind of energy wants to shake loose for Capricorn. You can skip past this part if you'd like, but for transparency's sake, I like to shuffle up the cards. I've already pre-shuffled, but for you, again. All right, let's find out what wants to show up in the current energy. The crossing challenge, the foundation, the recent past, the possibilities, the near future, the self, the environment, hopes, fears, wishes, or worries, and the outcome and the direction. All right, Capricorn, here are your brand new poems from Haiku Corner, and we'll talk about this reading when I get back, okay? Okay, Capricorn, we open up your reading with this Six of Pentacles energy. What I'm kind of feeling like is that for some of you, this may be about to start, or you may be going through this process, but maybe a lot of you are feeling like people are starting to give back now. This may not apply to a lot of you, but just keep in mind that there is this chance that this moves forward in this direction. But what I'm getting at is I feel like what you've been putting in, you're going to start receiving back, okay? I'm going to give you the down low, and we're going to talk about this reading. So, Six of Pentacles, what does it represent for you? And I feel like this is all about power dynamics, okay? I feel like maybe there is someone in your energy. We do have this Six of Cups. We're going to talk about this eventually, and this Ace of Cups as well. So we're talking about emotions. We're talking about relationships. We're talking about this. I feel like somebody's about to show up with effort, attention, some kind of an emotional kind of generosity. All right. This is all about, like I said, the I don't feel like you're having to do the overgive anymore, or this is about to take place for you. This is in your current energy, right? So this is all about receiving. For some of you, this is all about energetic, the reciprocity, give and take, back and forth, and so I feel like there may be somebody who used to text you or something like that, maybe once every few days. I don't know. They're about to start hitting the DMs heavy. Okay, for some of you, this is like a masculine energy. It may have looked like, I don't know, a little too busy or something like that. Now they're asking, hey, how was your day? What's been going on? This is I don't know. It's got both masculine and feminine energy, but that feminine energy here would look something like maybe kept kind of an emotional distance here. And so this would look more like them opening up, about maybe their fears, their desires, things like that. It could represent, like I said, for some of you, that past person who wants to, maybe come forward and make things right. We do have that Six of Cups. I will get to that, but I don't know. Since it is the coins, I'm going to go ahead and mention it that this talks about financial opportunity too. Okay. Um, financial obligations that are going to be paid off or taken care of. Somebody may come forward and actually like just offer to pay something off for you, or I don't know, maybe it's somebody from behind the scenes. This could look like a somebody you work around, or a friend or somebody. Maybe I don't know, maybe they disappeared during the hard times, right? And they come forward. There's some accountability in this. Okay. It could look like a romantic interest that's maybe mirroring your communication style, or something like that. But this is about, I don't know, receiving a gift, a message, or a gesture or something that's going to kind of like bring, for some of you, this will be that karmic balance that you've been looking for. Okay. So either way, if you're the masculine watching this, the feminine would look way more attentive, more present, more curious. The feminine and the masculine natures both. Okay. So keep in mind, if you're the, feminine watching this too, it's all about the deeper questions, right? Trying to show this is action, this is giving back, letting you know you're safe. Okay. Trying to kind of like, I don't know, show their reliability, or something like that, how they can be reliable through their action, not just words anymore. Okay. So it's got, softness and vulnerability in this card. Let's move to the challenge here, the moon. For some of you, we could be talking about Pisces energy here. You could be dealing with the Pisces. This is all about the secrets, right? Um, yep. Take it with a grain of glitter. Someone's hiding their feelings here, their fears. This could be a third party complication also. Okay. But for some of you, you could be experiencing deja vu about this time. Okay. Doesn't have to be the case, but sometimes I like to bring that up because of synchronicities, around the moon or something like that. But I feel like this kind of brings confusion, not because you're wrong, but I feel like because someone else is scared maybe of being seen. So this has got that emotional fog, or maybe mixed signals, and I don't know, a person who wants you but doesn't know how to handle this intensity. Okay. This is all about, somebody maybe watching your social media secretly, but maybe they're kind of avoiding messaging you directly, right? So um, I don't know, maybe there might be a feminine energy here who posts something kind of cryptic aimed at the masculine, perhaps, or, it's got, maybe someone who's lied by omission, about talking to an ex or something like that. And those are the deeper senses of this card, that really it's bringing forth kind of the secrets, right? You're sensing someone's energy shift before they say anything. It's got, that romantic interest that's hot one day, cold the next, everything about dreaming about people here. So just kind of understand this. I feel like this is about a person who's afraid that maybe you're going to reject them if they reveal the truth to you here. Okay. So someone's, I don't know, maybe dealing with some mental health or insecurity issues that maybe they haven't shared before. So, if you are looking at this from your perspective, you might see this person as a person who maybe avoids eye contact with you. You know, um, Maybe this is you overthinking texts, okay, or replaying conversations in your mind. All right, but it has both masculine and feminine energy, and it's kind of about, vulnerability and abandonment here. Okay, but we're going to move forward. We're going to talk about this temperance. All right, some of you could be dealing with Sagittarius. This is the card for Sagittarius, right? So, but this is all about kind of like slow, steady emotional alignment, right? Pouring from one cup to the next. It's about balance, right? Between giving, receiving. We saw that right off the bat. You know what I mean? So this is definitely the kind of like the universe reminding you about this, to allow people to come forward and to help you balance, right? It's about desire, patience. It's got passion and peace involved. Okay, so this has got the energy of healing from like past betrayals, of course, and becoming real emotionally regulated. Okay, this could talk about also a long distance connection, maybe stabilizing here or something. But this is about just kind of like finding that healthy kind of work life rhythm, just home life rhythm. Everything is about, no longer, over explaining yourself. It's got attracting people who kind of match your emotional maturity. Maybe you start trusting your intuition more here, or that relationship that's going to become way more harmonious or something like that. But this is definitely about being calmer, clearer, more intentional. Okay. So it does have both masculine and feminine energy. And the masculine energy would be, this person would show more consistency. Okay. And the feminine energy looks like, I don't know, like emotional wisdom. Okay. It's just really coming into their power. Okay. Well, let's talk about this recent past. We got this Ace of Cups. Capricorn, the Ace of Cups. This is a new emotional beginning, for some of you. This is just straight up, I told you that from the very beginning. It's got like that, the year of Capricorn for just kind of like balancing out your emotions. But maybe for some of you, something opened up in the past or reopened, you know what I mean? Like a spark of you know, uh, I don't know, that person, that confession, the flirtation, I don't know, it stirred something inside of you. Okay. So maybe somebody admitted to you that they still had feelings, or this is that new crush or whatever that coming into your life, unexpectedly, a past person, maybe came through with some softness, right? Or or this just could be in the recent past, you just felt a real sudden emotional pull towards someone. Okay. This could have been that first kiss, right? Or that intimate moment, that kind of just like changed everything. This is divine, so this is all about heartfelt messages. It's realizing you're ready for real love again. Okay. Or, for some of you, it could just been a really cool friendship that started, feeling like there's something more with it than just the, kind of that, it was more than the dry spell you were going through. You know what I'm saying? So you're really feeling it in the heart space. This is about blushing, nervous laughter, kind of that deeper eye contact. So yeah, both energies are present in the Ace of Cups. So the masculine energy has definitely got that, initiating, showing the action, and the feminine energy is definitely about receiving. Okay. All right. So we got this possibilities. We got the possibilities here, and once again, you guys, look, might be pulling off a warning sign here, but it's all about clarity. Okay. I'm going to guide you through this. This is about some hidden motives, maybe unspoken truths or something like that. Someone strategizing their next move. Um, it could be that person stalking your social media from like that, burner phone or something like that. But really, this is about, I think, someone's planning to confess. Okay, here, but they haven't done this yet. So, the Seven of Swords talks about, strategizing on how to maybe re-enter your life. Okay, pretending like I'm over you, but really, I'm checking your socials at 2 a.m. in the morning. You know what I mean? It's like, and I don't know why I can't reach out. It could be that a third party that's watching too. Okay, so maybe someone's afraid. I don't know, afraid to tell you they're falling in love. Okay, um, so it's got a little bit of that avoidance, overthinking. That strategic texting, that kind of energy with it. I don't think this is vindictive at all. Excuse me. And the reason I say is because we're followed by the Six of Wands, and we've got this Knight of Cups energy, and then the Six of Cups, Queen of Wands. Those are all emotionally grounded type of energies here. But I feel like really what this is trying to say, it's all about somebody's strategy on how to come back to you. So keep that in mind if you're the masculine watching this or the feminine. I don't feel like, for some of you, this could feel like really a slow burn relationship, but I don't feel like I think there's something about to move. We got this Knight of Cups. We'll talk about it. Okay. All right. We got the near future here. And let's talk about this. That's what I'm saying. It's like, there's nostalgia, right? A past connection returning for some of you. This is like hearing songs that remind you of someone and then they text. Okay. That would be like your synchronicities. You might see the initials of a person. Okay. Some of you could be chilling with some old school tunes, some R&B tunes back in the day. I don't know. Take a look there. Those might be bad examples, but I'm trying. But yeah, I mean, that's kind of got that energy, right? It doesn't have to be for everybody, but sometimes we have those synchronicities that line up. This is like that past lover that returns, more mature, something like that. Somebody admitting that they'd never stopped thinking about you. This is all about home, rebuilding, trust. Like I said, for some, it's that long lost crush that's coming back, or maybe there was a past misunderstanding that's going to get cleared up. And I don't know. You realize that that was a soulmate connection, right? That it reactivates. It's stirring up those nostalgia, softness, kind of emotional openness type energy in you. Okay, so it has both masculine energy and feminine, right? The masculine energy here has that protection and reconnection kind of energy, and the feminine here is, wanting to nurture and wanting to heal. Okay, all right, we're going to talk about the self. We got it again. We got this Six of Wands. It just keeps getting better and better. That's why I don't feel like there's any kind of a negative aspect to this reading. It's just, maybe you're stepping into visibility. Maybe that's part of that. Okay, maybe your social presence or something like that. Maybe some of you, um, have an online presence and it's kind of blowed up or something, and that's what's drawing some attention for some of you. I don't know. You just kind of get the attention without trying. So someone's complimenting you, your appearance. Receiving praise at work or for things that you're doing. This could even be that romantic interest sees you as the one that got away. You know what I mean? It's got I'm glowing up physically. For some of you, it could just very well be that you've been hitting the gym, you're looking good. You went out, you bought yourself that wardrobe. Everything's you're just feeling good about yourself. So this has got that really good. I'm protecting my energy. Um, you kind of like, I finally feel proud of myself. This is all about confidence, right? Charisma, magnetism. So the masculine energy in this is definitely victory, okay? And the feminine energy would obviously be radiance, right? So, okay, we're going to look at the environment. We've got the Judgment card. Oops, turn you around. How about that? We got the Judgment. What's this about? This is about a truth that's coming to the surface, okay? I feel like somebody's about to speak here, and I can say that, and the reason why I feel like we got, that Knight of Cups on the way. So this is a person confessing their feelings here, okay? And a part of me says that you've kind of manifested this, like it's time, right? I need to know. Does someone get a second chance here? I don't know. This, is a karmic cycle ending for some of you? Is this about that relationship that's transforming, or for some of you, it's seeing true intentions here, right? So just kind of take what fits. But I feel like there's something about to be revealed here, okay? Maybe something that somebody's been hiding that's I don't know, you kind of like feel a sign, right? That it's undeniable, you know. This is all about shaking hands, emotional, the emotional voice, right? The long pauses, all of these things, all in the Judgment card, trying to bring clarity. Maybe for some of you, it's been a few years, or a few months, just like I said, that slow burn, but you're ready for the answers. Okay, so I feel like definitely somebody's going to come forward with accountability and truth in this card. Okay, with the hopes, fears, wishes, and worries. Right, we got the Knight of Cups, and this is why I could say that. You want the romance, right? You're just tired of going back to the past, right? That's why this Judgment is called. Okay, and I feel like the universe is trying to tell you, to kind of, let go of the disappointment, right? Um, I know you crave emotional intimacy here, right? This has got that part of that Judgment that says, you don't want those old patterns, right? But maybe someone's flirts with you, right? But you're questioning, like, whether or not is this sincere. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of mostly in your head here, right? Are you being too vulnerable? Does someone's charm make you nervous? So those are the things you really want to pay attention to here. You're wanting a love story that feels real, but let's kind of like keep the head out of the clouds in this. Yeah, you want that confession, and you fear heartbreak. So it kind of leaves you with that hopeful but guarded kind of energy. But I'm telling you that this this is all about being hopeful and guarded, but it's the masculine energy here is romantic pursuit coming towards you. Okay. And the feminine energy is undeniably emotional longing. So you're both in the same state. It's going to come together. Here's why I'm going to say that. Okay. In the outcome and the direction, we got this Queen of Wands energy, right? So you're desirable. And I feel like both of you are. I think you see each other this way. This is all about, the synchronicities. For some of you, like I said, you could be seeing spirit animals. You could resonate with spirit animals. The lion, for obvious reasons. The fire signs, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, that type of energy. But this is stepping into power. And I feel like it makes you both irresistible. Okay, someone confessing because they can't hold it in anymore. This is that powerful romantic partner. You could resonate as the Queen of Wands, even though you are a masculine, right? But it's like, this has got a major career opportunity. This has got glow up physically. This is physical attraction. It's fire. It's somebody feeling very protective of you. And this is also, of course, feeling confident in your own worth. We saw that from this, from the very beginning, right? With the Six of Pentacles energy. It's a balance. Okay. And so I feel like with that Knight of Cups coming towards this Queen of Wands energy, take it for what you see here. I just feel like you're unforgettable to somebody, okay? And they want to take lead in your life, okay? So I really feel like this is a situation where, the boldness, the charisma, that irresistible energy, all of those things are the makings of this beautiful situation that's about to take place, okay? It's all about karmic balance, and perhaps for some of you, like I said, it's a long delayed truth that you've been waiting on, okay? But there's definitely a connection here resurfacing, okay, or about to rise up, and I feel like, you know while there was some confusion there, I feel like that Temperance card is coming in to like stabilize. Okay, so the Seven of Swords is only there to remind you. We saw that, right, with the Seven of Swords. It's there to remind you that, hey, yep, some of those things from your past are going to resurface, but it's up to you to choose whether or not you allow that. You know what I mean? This nostalgic memories, or this nostalgia kind of feelings are real and very personal. So I feel like somebody's about to choose you without hesitation here, is what I'm getting at. Okay. You're very magnetic, and, judgment's going to bring the truth either way, whether you want it or not. But I feel like this is definitely that coming into this relationship. So Capricorn, it's your choice, anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, would you give it a thumbs up? It really helped the channel. Leave comments if you'd like. Let me know how this relationship's going. Anyway. All right, Capricorn, I love you. I respect you. I hope this was clarity or at least confirmation. Anyway, I'm going to leave last week's reading right here. Maybe the energies line up for you if you're cross watching. Okay. Love you and see you on the next ones. All right. Bye-bye.